Only doing 15 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, it's only 15
You could talk to
minutes.
anybody about anything for 15 minutes.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
Sure. And 5 of that is while we're tasting cake.
Oh, that's part of it?
Mm-hmm. You taste a little cake.
Oh, I thought you were just referring to your nickname.
That and...
Oh, you literally... Well, how are you going to eat cake with somebody on Zoom?
It's on Instagram. But yeah, you hold the cake up and you eat it while we talk.
Wait, you eat it or you both have to...
We both have a cake.
You both have a cake?
You tell them to buy a cake?
Wouldn't it be easier if you just had them over and you were both eating the same cake? You could interlock arms, like when people are toasting at a wedding or something?
Sure, if they came over, then yeah, I will provide the cake. But since they're not over...
I see. So the prep for this is you say, hey, I'd love to have you on.
Go buy a cake.
A side note, you need to buy a cake.
Mm-hmm. Have a piece of cake.
Same one?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Oh, eating 2 different kinds of cake.
Mm-hmm. And I say, what's on your cake? How do you like eating your cake? What's your favorite cake?
And that's 5 minutes. That's like the preamble.
Mm-hmm.
I got to start watching this.
Well, you can watch it tonight.
What time?
8.
8 o'clock. All right, yeah, maybe. I got some work to do tonight, so I'll try to poke my head in there.
Well, again, it's also posted to my story on my Instagram, so you can watch it there after it's uploaded.
All right. Cavaliers lost. No, they won.
They won last night
against the Pelicans. Oh, that was a big win, too. 116-95 over the Pelicans down there in the Leans. And they will head to Houston Saturday. So nothing tonight, nothing tomorrow night. Must be nice, Cavaliers. And then Saturday afternoonish, 5 o'clock is what I'm seeing. Early-ish game against the... What?
Works. Aren't you 5 o'clock on Saturday, too?
I sure am. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm out in Brunswick.
So people can go to that and then zoom on over to my show in Akron.
I see.
There's plenty of time.
What time does your show start?
7 o'clock.
Oh, at 7.
So my show's at 7 in Akron.
But you probably have a couple of openers.
Right, yeah.
So you would go on.
Right, but you want to show up for the whole show for a comedy show. It's only 90 minutes.
Understood.
It's not like a rock show where it's 4 hours long and you like, oh, I don't want to get there. And
3 or 4 openers, starts at 5:45.
Like having people show up as I'm on, walking on stage is not ideal.
Mm-hmm. You want them to already be marinated in the comedy and ready to laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I book funny people to open, too. So I want to, people to see them, too. Sean France and Hannah Belmont.
Okay.
Hannah goes to Poundcake's hometown school.
Oberlin College?
Yeah, she goes to Oberlin.
Oh, all right.
But she's from Chicago.
Hey!
So she's connected in many ways.
She couldn't find any liberal arts universities in Chicago?
She wanted to go to Oberlin.
Good for her.
She's like, I want Oberlin.
Yeah, so I will be in Brunswick Saturday night for the last semifinal round of our Bud Light March Mini Hoops Challenge. And it is from 5 to 7 at a place called Hot Shots, I believe, is where I am on Saturday. Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. You can go to a lot of places that have a bar. You can go to a lot of places that have a grill. It's when you find a bar and grill under one roof that you want to make sure that you're planting your flag in that joint and that you're going to end up getting the cream of the crop coming out and hanging out. So that is Saturday. Bill's out tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah.
For this thing.
We're going to be at the Porch tonight in Willoughby, 7 to 9. And then tomorrow, Middleburg Heights at the Islander, 7 to 9.
So if you think that you have some acumen with Pop-A-Shot, it would probably behoove you to come out and try to get in on this because one person, we're doing the finals on the 23rd. And all of the people who have won their rounds in this thing, because we get 2 winners each stop we do, all come out. And then one of those people is going to go to Vegas. And there's $10,000 on the line in Vegas. I wonder how many people in the finals in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to be hundreds of people, right?
I mean, it's not
hundreds.
You're not. I imagine
not that many.
I don't know about hundreds. Maybe 64 to represent the 64 teams in the tournament.
Oh,
that would be my guess.
I saw they've put all of the signage up downtown here for the women's Final Four.
That's exciting.
That's the response I expected. The women's Final Four.
Final Four.
NCAA women's Final Four basketball. The NCAA women's Final Four is at the Romo Fijo.
Final Four teams,
and
Final Four dribbles, Final Four shots.
No, you tell me. Tell me what you think it is. The Final Four teams, the Final Four dribbles, or the Final Four shots?
I'm going to say Final Four teams.
No, I think you're correct, yeah.
They don't call him Cleveland's best sports talker for nothing.
No, they do not. The readers of Cleveland Scene have spoken.
Speaked it.
Speaked it. The readers of Cleveland Scene have speaked it. They spoke it out into the universe, and there it is, April 5 through 7. So that's not far off, the 2024 Women's Basketball Final Four here in Cleveland, Ohio. And that's a big, big deal, according to all of the signage that's being placed downtown. Speaking of Bud Light, because we're doing these mini hoops things, I was coming to work on the Shoreway this morning. As I was turning into downtown here, I was behind a Bud Light truck, a guy delivering Bud Light. And I wondered, in all that mishigas around all that fake right-wing outrage over Bud Light, you think the guys driving the trucks felt weird? Do you think they cared? You know, I don't, you know, to paint with a broad brush, there's probably a lot of guys driving beer trucks who don't really care what's going on out there in the ether. But if you're driving around in a giant Bud Light beer truck, I wonder if the guys driving the trucks ran into any people screaming at them along the way.
I bet some of them did. I don't know how many, but there was probably some.
I mean, there's no way to know. But it's something you never think about, you know, and all these people get their undies in a twist over, I don't know. That's how you know things are going pretty well, when people are really bending over backwards looking for stuff to be pissed off about. But for that brief moment in time where everybody was fake mad at Bud Light, you know, you don't maybe stop and think about the people who are transporting those materials. You know, because some guys are driving a truck, it's just got the distributorship on the side. It's not committed to any particular brand. But a lot of guys are driving, women too, driving trucks that are devoted to that brand. I was behind a giant Bud Light truck, and I was sitting there going, I wonder if that guy had, you know, like he was driving somewhere and somebody threw an orange at his truck. I don't know if it got to the level of projectiles, but, you know, I don't know if, I don't know how that plays out. I'd be interested to know. You want to leave us voicemails, you can do that. Plenty of people opt to call our phone line rather than leave messages on the iHeartRadio app. It's just personal preference. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, John, and Mayfield listening to the podcast, and Mary is educating you on Cleveland po' boys, and she is wrong. Those are called Polish boys, not po' boys. Po' boys are served in Louisiana, typically with fried oysters, lettuce, tomato, and mayo on a French bread. Come on, Mary, get it together. You grew up here. You should know those are Polish boys.
She was giving me bad information. I guess when she was describing it yesterday, I assumed that maybe Po was Northeast Ohio short for Polish. I guess I really hadn't thought of it, but that guy really, I wonder if that guy's a New Orleans native. He really took it to heart. Upset to conflate the Po boys with the Polish boys.
I'm going to be honest. I just found out right now. I didn't know.
You didn't know?
I thought a po' boy and a Polish boy are the same thing. So thank you for educating us.
Well, because the Polish boy, you know...
this boy is so Polish.
Cleveland, in all honesty, can't really lay claim to too much cuisine of its own. But the Polish boy is Cleveland's own, right? The po' boy, to his point, is, yeah, that's a different thing. But I don't eat either of them, so what do I care? But the Polish boy is native to Cleveland, which is an amazing thing in and of itself. I know there's a large Polish contingent in a lot of cities around the Midwest. I grew up in one. But the Polish boy being native to Cleveland, you got to hand it to him. You got to like kielbasa, and not everybody does. You got to like the coleslaw, and not everybody does. You got to like the fries, and all of it slathered. How do you feel about slathering? How do you feel about slather as a verb? Are you pro or con slather?
I don't really care for it.
You don't care for a slathering?
Slather.
I bet there are some things you wouldn't mind being slathered.
Yeah, but not when it comes to food.
Oh, I see. Maybe humans on the beach, you'd like to see them slathered,
I will
right?
Slather them in
Yes.
Sunscreen.
Yup.
Oils.
Yup. Lotions, salves.
Yeah.
Lotion.
All of it.
She likes kielbasa, that's her dish. She likes kielbasa better than
You see what they're saying there, Bill.
I get it.
It's a little double entendre, if you will. She likes kielbasa better than fish.
But they're not saying she doesn't like fish.
That she
Just
just
saying
likes
she
kielbasa
prefers kielbasa.
better. In a pinch, she'll eat fish.
She'll eat fish.
Especially
The
during
right
Lent.
fish, yeah.
She goes the other way during Lent.
I hate kielbasa.
I'm sorry?
I hate
How do you feel
kielbasa.
about fish?
Depends on what type of fish it is.
How about a haddock?
What is that?
It's a fish. How about a cod? What is that?
think
We're
I've
talking
ever-
about fish, right?
Well, I don't think I've ever had it.
Ah, all right.
But like, I don't like anything with like any type of sausage that has a
You don't like the casing.
yeah.
And that's exactly what Mary said she likes. She likes the pop.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like brats. Like ugh.
Oh, you don't like any of that?
Hot dogs have a casing. You like a hot dog, right?
It's not the same. It's,
They don't
it's-
pop.
They don't pop like
it's
that.
not a pop. It all goes in one bite, not a, and then you bite into it. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Because then juices fall out once you like bite into it.
Yeah, so the Polish boy here in Cleveland has got all that kind of stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, people who liked the Polish in Chicago, it was like mustard and onions and that kind of stuff. But I never got into those either. It wasn't really for me. My wife is 110% Polish, so it's kind of like, her extended family, all that stuff is very, very popular.
Yeah, we weren't very ethnic with our cuisine in Ohio.
Well, yeah, I mean-
I grew up here, but like this isn't stuff that my dad's not a sports guy, so we didn't like tailgate or anything like
Yep.
that. We're of English descent.
Yep.
On both
Not known for its
sides.
cuisine.
Yeah, so
Eastern European
what
cuisine.
we grew up eating, if I had to say like we had like a family meal, it's a very dry roast. That's what my
And
mom.
who would make it? Your
my
mom would make
it
it?
on Sundays, and she'd put it in before we went for church.
Okay.
And then we get home, and then she would take it out, and it'd be like a hard log of meat.
A hard log of meat.
Dude, that's what it was like. And it was dry. Like I remember just thinking, okay, this is what good roast is like. And then I had a good roast, and I was like,
Your
oh
life
my
changed.
God, it's so juicy.
Yeah, your life changed.
You don't need gravy or A1 to choke it down.
It's like the very first time somebody served me like a medium steak.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what meat is this?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's steak. I go, this isn't steak. Steak tastes like shoe leather. They go, no. This is how a steak is supposed to be cooked. I was like, oh my God. Ah, this is amazing. And it actually comes with other things? Yeah, well,
I think the only steak I've really explored was like I won't go any lighter.
A steak out of a well?
No, like a well.
Oh, a
Well
well
done
done steak. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was
No,
going to say,
you've had when we went to Red, you didn't have a well done steak.
I don't think I ordered that though. Like I think I tasted someone else's.
Well, we had steak, and so you liked it because it was so smooth.
you like the smooth steak. I'm just saying, don't ever eat a steak out of a well, okay?
I'll do my best.
Let's say you're like walking through the forest or something, and you'd happen to come across a well,
Mm-hmm.
and you look down there, and you go, "Oh my God, there's cuts of meat floating in there." Don't try to scoop those out.
Ugh, stinky.
Well, whatever. Just keep on walking. Wherever you're headed, there's probably a place you can get food properly cooked at the end of your journey.
You don't know that for sure though.
Well, it depends on where you're going, but we're in civilization.
I'm just not a big steak person. Like I don't have steak on a regular basis. This is usually like a special occasion. If I'm like, it's not often I go to a steakhouse and actually get steak.
But me and my girlfriend went to Texas Roadhouse on Saturday because she was having a hankering for it.
I've never been.
Oh, dude, you gotta go. It's,
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's,
okay.
I call it Texas Olive Garden.
Mm-hmm. Now, why is that? Because when
it's
you're
like
there,
the
your
chain
family.
restaurant.
When you're there, your
version.
kin.
Yeah, it's like it's the Texas version of that level of food. Like it's good. It's not. I think it's honestly better than Olive Garden, but I still also like Olive Garden. Yeah, it's a good place.
What did you have?
I had a steak, like a fillet.
Yep.
And
So your girl goes, I've got, you know what, I've got a hankering for.
She wanted the rolls.
Texas Roadhouse.
The rolls, yeah. She wanted the rolls. That's what she was mainly going for. And then, what did I get? Oh, with a baked potato. Just nothing crazy. It was good.
Baked potato and a
fillet,
steak.
yeah.
So did they give you like one of those giant, like it's like a 48-ounce porterhouse?
No,
You got the fillet.
No, I
Yeah.
got like a 6 ounce.
Gotcha.
I wasn't trying to.
You weren't
Like,
trying.
I wasn't trying to win any T-shirt or anything like
Uh-huh.
that. We got small.
You ever take over Big Red's trucking route?
Because
you
also,
died?
the bread there does a lot of heavy lifting. Like I want to be able to have 2 or 3 rolls, and so didn't want to go crazy.
That sounds like a
on
lot
the
of.
steak.
It sounds like a lot of starch.
It is,
baked
but they're
potato
real
and
good.
rolls.
They're
Okay.
good. It's good.
I don't
But
even.
I didn't even eat half of the baked potato. Like by the time I got to the baked potato, I was like, I'm pretty.
You had already
good.
filled up on bread.
Bread and steak, yes.
I don't even know where there's a Texas Roadhouse around me.
Illyria, the
There's
one that
one.
I
In,
went to.
there's one in Parma.
You go to the one in Elyria, the one that I went to. That's not too far from you.
Illyria.
Yeah. That's probably
That
20
sounds like a haul. That's the one
probably-
you went to?
It's probably 20 minutes. Yeah, right there in the shadows of the Midway Mall.
Oh. Right off the highway there?
It's been through a lot. You leave that mall alone.
Yeah, right off the highway.
They used to have movie theaters there, right?
They still do this Atlas Cinemas.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah,
Is it
think-
the only thing left?
I think it's still open. I think that thing is still like they were supposed to close, and then right at the last minute, somebody like
Swooped in.
and
Angel investor, as they say.
something like that, and it's still kicking. Because I've gone.
We're going to remain bringing cinema to the fine people of Elyria, Ohio.
I've gone
And
to
the
movies
surrounding
there.
area.
Uh-huh.
Lorain County is,
There you
we're
go.
relying on that.
People from Waterbury can come and watch movies here, and people from Midway and Amherst
Vermilion.
and Sheffield,
Oberlin.
all welcome in our brand
Wellington.
new,
Wh-
state-of-the-art movie
Are you from
theaters.
Wellington and you want to see a talkie?
Well, Oberlin.
What? No moving
In
pictures in
color.
South Lorraine?
Yeah.
Oberlin,
Come on down to Elyria.
Oberlin has their own movie theater. They have a 2-screen cinema.
Oh, you still got a twin cinema?
Yeah, it's Apollo.
Oh, I love it. We used to have a twin right by college, the 400 twin. You see, it's where I saw. Well, not during college, but when I first moved back for work, that's where I saw. I think Batman Begins, the first Batman one with Christian Bale. Saw that at the 400 twin.
It didn't used to be that way though. Like Apollo, when I was growing up, was just one big movie theater, and then the college bought it. Danny DeVito is like a partner in it, and they took it over. So I don't know if they have. I know they have 2 screens, but I don't know if they used the other one. The other one might just be for the college, but it's a real nice, like newly renovated movie theater.
They didn't call it DeVito Cinemas.
I don't believe so.
Texas Roadhouse. It says it doesn't accept reservations. Well, that's going to cut me out because I need a very specific time on the books.
Well, what time do you need?
I don't know. I just like to know that if I can call them and go, hey, can I get a booth for 2?
What
and they
time?
go, I'm sorry, we don't accept reservations.
Oh.
And I'll say, well, then I'm afraid I can't patronize
the
your
place was
establishment.
busy. We went for lunch,
Yeah.
and it
This was middle of the day.
Yeah, this is because I had a show that night, and I didn't want to have a big meal before the show, so we kind of had our big meal in the middle of the day, and that was kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you would be more apt to that. And it wasn't even like a huge meal, like I said. I didn't go crazy, but it was enough food for the day.
Well, maybe one of these days I'll have to get to one of these places because I've never been. I've never been to
The
an
rolls
Outback,
are good, baby.
and I've never been to a Texas Roadhouse.
Never been to Outback.
This says that they're known for their fall-off-the-bone ribs, and I hear that a lot. Our ribs are fall off the bone, and I'm not that lazy. I can take the meat off. I don't need it to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and wait for them to fall off the bone.
You don't
right?
have to wait. As soon
Boy,
as you pick
that
up
sounds
the
like
bone,
a lot.
it falls off.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not. I don't subscribe to that brand of laziness. I'm happy to take the meat off the ribs. I'll do a little bit of work if I'm the one benefiting from it. Hello, Ellen.
Hi, how are you guys?
Oh, fine as frog's hair. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. It's going to rain, but I'm okay.
You feel it in your
Hey, I
knees?
wanted to know if, yeah, I have a fake knee. So, yeah, I don't feel it
She
in that
feels
one, but
fake
I feel
rain
it
in
the
her
other
fake
one.
knee. Uh-huh.
Real rain in her fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I currently have a broken leg, too, so it's really pleasant.
What is
but
going
Are you
on
back
with you?
playing
I wanted to know-
rugby again, Ellen? How many times have I told
no,
you? Stay off the
I
pitch.
started with beer league softball though. That's when I started.
All
my
right.
20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carried all that with you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But how about spam? Was that one of your Sunday dinners, like my house? Fried spam.
Well, my mom would
In
cook it in the
South
pan.
Lorraine.
She'd fry it in the pan.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
I
dad
haven't had
loved that
spam
crap.
for a
And those
long,
little
long time.
Vienna wieners, little Vienna wieners in the can. Those are so gross.
Yeah, Vienna wieners. Vienna.
Yeah, they just took Trump out the yard. Little wiener. But anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for making me laugh. And
All right.
hey, tomorrow at 6 o'clock when you go, can you dig up some got to get down, damn it?
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
No, I'll do the get down tomorrow. I can't. It's
Yeah,
Thursday.
we'll
It's
do
not
it
the
tomorrow,
weekend.
yeah.
I can't start the weekend
Friday.
on Thursday.
Thursday, right. Okay,
Well,
thank
you
you,
can,
Ellen.
but-
Well, listen, boy, she's out there, and Ellen.
I am.
She's all
I'm-
over the place. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. She's like, well, you can. My knee says you can. I feel a get down in my knee. Well, I'm sorry, Ellen. It's not the way things are done around here. If we don't have order, then it's chaos. I've got a break. You want to send me a text, 35192 to do that. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
This
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
will